That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to break. Dangerous, desperate individual. I was outnumbered and in way over my head, but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it.
Egyébként teljesen rossz képességfát fejlesztettem ki.
Or had some kind of death wish, seeing as there were barrels of gunpowder everywhere. One stray bullet, one stray spark, and I'd be blown to hell and gone. I thought I was some kind of hero.
Vagy itt végig ott is olyan képességek voltak, amik jók. Úgyhogy nem feltétlen veszett kárba.
I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny.
Az ott adta volna magát egyébként egy titkos izének, cuccnak. Nagyon is adta volna magát.
But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Kerülni nem tudok.
Put that moron out of his misery.
És a Ranger.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell. I'm ending you! A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Körbenézünk mindenhol, ott már láttunk egy titkot. Nem lehet kimenni. Miért nem? Nézem, hogy látok-e még valahol valamit. Wow. Ahogy nézem, nem úgy mehetünk.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Nyilván azért lehet itt fölmenni, hogy lefőrész egy csősörétes puskát.
All it takes is one tiny spark, and boom. There he is!
Nem csás egy kicsit.
Surprise! You ain't beefing me. God damn you! You must be about out of bullets. One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tube. I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Úristen, mi volt ez?
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Legyen ez. Nem tudom, hogy milyen hangot fog kiadni.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I needed to make a leap of faith, which ain't easy when you're suspended between heaven and hell.
Át kéne ugranom?
I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Az volt, most annak igaz. Aranyrög van a közelben. De mi számít annak, hogy a közelben? Hát konkrétan azt ott.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places.
Nem meghaltál már
But that's neither here nor there.
egy párszor.
What was taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Némi dinamit, némi lőszer, annyira nem használom a dinamitot. Csaló. Sheriff törvényen kívüli. Csaló. Bocsánat.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
Didn't you? They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! You ain't taking me! I need some help here! Come on, boys!
Ilyet robban.
Sucker out!
Visszatér a pöcköszörű.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a
És így lett
bounty hunter.
hivatalos és fel, vagy picit ezzel bosszarc volt. Igazából. Sőt, legnehezebb.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Légy gyors, vagy légy halott. Köszönjük, Emese.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting a bounty on John Wesley. You ain't shit.
I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to
Hatagadtálat
believe.
kapta.
It was colder than a witch's tit in a
Ez is
brass bar
sörétes.
that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres. very same saloon we're sitting in today.
Azt hittem volna, hogy innen át lehet oda ugorni, és ott van fönt a titok. De valószínűleg ezt a titkot mutatta. De itt ahogy nézem, itt ma halottak az emberek.
Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me.
Úristen, egy hamis kártyás.
I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. Fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here. I'm freezing my giblets off.
Ain't right we gotta stay out here keeping watch like this. Ain't nobody stupid enough to go after. Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in there. He was carousing in town with his closest friend. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bill's head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Hoppá, és van egy aranyöreg a közelben.
Ventilate that sucker!
Ott konkrétan az lesz ez már. Ott csak be kell lőni, azaz.
Can't believe you keep missing! Stop that sumbitch!
Let the boys know we got it on the road.
Ez a jó korszak az aranyrögről, amikor konkrétan rajta álltam már. Úgy egyébként. Ez a 100%-kal nagyobb kapacitás. Hát azért akkora távolságból nem jelzi. Eléggé meg kell közelíteni hozzá a cuccot.
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
Úristen, mennyire el lehet itt kolbászolni. Kolbászoljunk vissza. Ott Hova kell korbászolnom.
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
God damn, he's hard to hit.
De kaptam, úristen. Nekem egy csak jó, hogyha távol halnak meg tőlem. Több XP-t kapok. Hát, ezt meg nem azt mondom, hogy sok értelme ennek a szarnak. Na, egyre most legyen ez, utána majd ez, aztán ez, megkapjuk érte az ezüst revolvert, aztán megyünk a másik irányzatba.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
Yeah, you know you can't beat me. Yes, man.
Megint itt lesz bent egy aranyrög.
You can't hide from me. Kill him already.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
You better hide. Can't get a good shot at it. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Ott van lent. Azt se láttam. Az utolsó aranyüzéset látom. Oké, hogy jelzett, hogy a közelben van, de...
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Show yourself, coward! They're dead!
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Hát nem találtam meg. Valahol ott volt. Valahol. Ténylegesen ölt először. Mögött egyébként a horkolása miatt. És további 40-et
I
lélegzetvételért.
felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait. He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Ennyire időben még egyik párbajközben sem nyomtam a gombot egyébként, de... Mert hogy kivegye a fegyvert a helyéről, de hát... Komolyan, bazd meg. Most komolyan? Tudod, kivel szórakozzál, geci? Akkor mi értelme van időbe kivenni a fegyvert, ha egyébként semmit nem számít? Az meg, hát hogy minek fókuszálok, ha semmit nem számít, mert egy geci távolból indul. 2. Mi értelme van a fegyver előhúzásnak, attól függetlenül úgy nem húzza elő időbe a fegyvert. El vagyok hajóval golyó elő, akkor se tele.
Than grease lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
Ez azt jelenti, hogy most eltaláltam?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Ez a játék. Na mindegy.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
5. epizód.
Yes, I did, Ben.
Szapacs.
I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf.
Szürke farkas.
Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Nem feltétlenül maradok túl jól egyébként a játékkal.
And that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickle the nether regions of heaven.
Nagyon régen, messzi-messzi hegyem.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Őt most apacsokra kell majd lőnöm. Rangert lehet bevenni, ez is sörétest.
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting has started, there was no backing down.
Kicsit fura az a pacsokat így izével látni. Villanóbotta.
The winter home of the Chiricahuas. And that's why they had retreated there. I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Pedig de jó XP-t tett volna. Talán 5-ös szorzóba voltam messze tőle. Jó, becéloztam azt a pokrot.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure
Már valószínűleg
angry
elhagytam már izét. Egy gyűjtögetni valót. Néha a tiszta találat se tiszta találat.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
Azért hittem volna, hogy tesznek ide egyet. Lőszerek és egy titok. Hát titoknak van mondja, úgyhogy végül is mondhatom titoknak.
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
Megöljük szürke farkast. És egy mára ilyen beugrónak az ennyi. Megnéztük, hogy milyen.
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
Na most elkúrtam a reflexest. Pedig ott jó mészárlás lett volna belőle, meg jó XP, de hát... Hát néha el kell kúrni, na. Nem lehet mindig mindent eltalálni.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
Jó, azt az egyet szerintem meg elhagytam az elején valahol. Vagy ez itt már szürke gecivel lesz a izé. Harc.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. A soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Egy szó szerint értettem a farkasokat.
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Én esküszöm, azt hittem, hogy szó szerint farkasok fognak jönni.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back.
Micsoda gyakorlatot mutat be.
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Jó kis XP farm.
Creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trick?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them. And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
Jó, elméletileg. A hadlövetőből feloldottunk egy berakásosat, és itt elméletileg még ez a Ranger ezen az óra töltés, meg az is. Vagy Ranger, az hát hülye vagyok, nincs olyan fegyver, na mindegy. És nem, meg az utolsó kincs titok, értitek?
But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Csak úgy felszívódott, elnyelte a lófasz.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Úgyhogy... Jó, haladunk.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Ben. Jó, hogy ez ennyi volt, tehát hogy nem is fogunk találkozni többet farkassal.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right?
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Azt hittem, meg fogunk mérkőzni szürgefarkassal is.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street. The story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding him about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeeville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. The boys grew up in Coffeeville, so everybody knew them. The bank teller tricked them. telling them the time lock on the safe wouldn't open till 9:30. Well, that gave the locals enough time to prepare an ambush for those sons of bitches.
You got us a hero. Put some holes in him.
Kivesszük a letétet? Azt mondja, hogy arany van a közelbe. Ezeket nem tudom kinyitni. Ezeket nem tudom kihúzni, ez az adót nem tudom kinyitni.
Brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
És most megyünk vissza, valahol ott volt. Senki se látta, hogy hol volt ott a cucc, de valahol ott volt a kincs.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. You just gotta wait the son of the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. So he went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting. From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Hogy leírásban az ott, hogy nem csak egy hangot fogok, hanem valami utalást is kapok rá, hogy hol van.
Brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie, Davy
Is that
Crockett,
Silas Greaves?
died defending
Son
the
of
oath.
a bitch! That's right. Run! Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
De az óratározás az így jó. Tényleg jelentősen gyorsabban táraz.
Over there!
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Így jöttem le. Jó, elosszuk ugye ezt is ide.
His name is Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened. It was early evening, not high noon.
Vagy mi van? Most már kezdek összezövrölni. Most ugyanazt a sztorit halljuk egy harmadik verzióba.
Daltons blew up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
A vezető, a szerető, a vesztes.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. There he is! Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew it.
Egy dolgot nem értek. Ez az élő pajzsa.
And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
Face me, you coward!
Hogy miért nem lehet átlőni azon a kis izén? Mert hogy... Tehát, hogy azt miért nem tudom keresztül lőni.
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did.
És minden túlra tudok gyorsabban tározni.
Did the Daltons pull up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the
Azt a csávot.
and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons.
Azt a csávot hányszor lőttem meg.
Those 2 families have been feuding
De
forever.
ott bent lesz az utolsó.
And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work. It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Reeves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. And I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Jó. Akkor viszont nem szürke farkas volt az utolsó, hanem ez a legfiatalabb Dalton testvér. És innen fogjuk folytatni. Nem léptünk még át a 7-es cuccba, ugye nem vagyunk még a felénél, de lehet, hogy következőnek befejezem.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
És akkor majd ugye innen fogjuk folytatni, hát a képességgel lassan megcsináljuk a mesterlövészt is, 14-es szintűek vagyunk. Megcsináljuk itt a mesterlövészt is, igazából innen itt az eleje az ki van tolva. Erre egyáltalán nem mentem, mert nem tudom, talán itt a dupla revolveresre is rámegyünk, de ezt se tudja, majd megnézem, de most még egyre ez biztos, hogy ezt kitoljuk, ezt a tárat, ezt a részt itt. És akkor innen fogjuk folytatni. Hát ezeket itt 54-ből 27-et begyűjtöttem eddig. És nem találtam meg mindenhol mindegyiket. Mi azt jelenti, hogy... Ja, tudja a fasz. Vissza a képességek. Oké, akkor én nem fogom folytatni valamikor a jövő héten valószínűleg, és ott lehet, hogy be is fogjuk ezt fejezni. Ugye a hosszabb játéknak pedig vasárnap fog indulni a Mad Max. Úgyhogy köszönöm a figyelmet. Sziasztok! Everything, they steal your fate every day, but you can't believe